Daniel Eads faces a big test today on SICW Wrestling Explosion. Hello, I'm Larry Matisick. Eads has it all. He's young, athletic, talented, got the right look. How will he fare against Ricky Cruz, the Farmer Classic champion who's mean, tough, and skilled? Next Saturday, August 16th at East Carondelet, Cruz tries to dethrone the new Classic title holder Heath Hatton, another young star who's gained the experience and put it all together. That's what Eads wants to do now. Plus, under the guidance of Big Daddy, Red River Jack is here today. Lots of excitement right around the corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing a star with a new attitude, the Puerto Rican superstar, and the best in the Midwest. He is the King of Chaos, Cruz. And his opponent, coming from Metropolis, Illinois, weighing at 235 pounds, he's the man of tomorrow, Daniel Eads.
Ring announcer Drew Abenhouse probably found it a little bit easier to satisfy Daniel Eads with that introduction. Ricky Cruz actually had some specific things he wanted said when he had his introduction. Nonetheless, neither introduction is going to change who's going to come out on top as Eads and Cruz square off. A big challenge for Daniel Eads. You know, you think back, if you remember in the days, or if you've heard the stories from your fathers, from your grandfathers, from your uncles, from your brothers, of Jack Briscoe going against Gene Kiniski when he was a youngster and couldn't beat Kiniski until he finally won the World Championship, Briscoe did, and then he beat Kiniski. And Dory Funk Jr., way a long time ago, he had trouble getting past Fritz Von Erich. Ted DiBiase, he had his problems with Harley Race, but he finally learned and toughened up with Harley Race. That's kind of where Daniel Eads is right now, in that he needs to get by somebody like Ricky Cruz. Ricky has, as they say, a lot of salt on him. He's been around. He's wrestled all over the world, in particular Puerto Rico, his native land, and Mexico. He's got a lot of different styles that he knows. Actually, as a youngster, he was a mixed martial arts champion in Puerto Rico. So he's got a lot of weapons at his disposal. He's put them all together, and that's why he's a major star here in SICW, Southern Illinois Championship of Wrestling. He's one of the people who certainly are responsible for those big crowds, the great crowds, all the enthusiasm you folks bring down at the East Carondelet Community Center and anywhere where SICW comes into action. Ricky Cruz. He was the Classic Wrestling Champion for a year. A little over a year, actually, if I recall right. Have to check the exact number of days on that. I think it was a hair over a year. Well, he'd like to have that back again. That's for sure. And he'd like to get it back again next Saturday, August 16th, when he faces the new champion, Heath Hatton. This is an important match. Daniel Eads either climbs up the ladder, maybe he stumbles a little bit. Either way, you can't win them all. I don't care who you are, your Cruz, your Eads, your Thez, your Briscoe, your O'Connor, it doesn't matter. Nobody wins them all. Even Dick the Bruiser didn't win them all. Well, it's how you bounce back when you have that one defeat. And that's the question. Daniel Eads, armbar, arm twist, and he's bending that wrist back. Look at it, it's a wrist lock. Look how the wrist is bent. Oh, look at Eads bend that wrist, and look at Ricky Cruz. Well, we talked about the things he knows. Nice move by Ricky Cruz, and now look at him bend back on the wrist of Daniel Eads. How you like that? Whoop, and Daniel Eads, oh, he was going to do the same thing, but Ricky Cruz got a hunk of hair, yanked it, and threw Eads down to the mat. Here comes Eads back up, and all power there with an arm drag, and then an arm drag in return by Ricky Cruz, an arm drag back from Daniel Eads, and Ricky Cruz bails out. They traded arm drags, and Ricky Cruz said, well, that kid's pretty sharp. Let's go outside and think about this a little bit. Let's change the momentum. Daniel Eads talking to one of the fans. One of the fans said, hit him with that Superman punch. Well, it works for Roman Reigns. Probably works for Daniel Eads too, right, when he hits him. We've seen that happen. Ricky Cruz thinking about what to do. He's careful. Takes his time. Eads on top of him quickly, throwing some forearm smashes. Forearm smashes are legal. Forearm uppercut against Ricky Cruz. Arm whip. Whoa! Nice move by Ricky Cruz. A kick to the chest. Then a leg whip just when Eads was getting ready to backflip Ricky over the top. Down went Daniel Eads. Good move by Ricky Cruz. Kick to the hamstring. Oh-ho. Ricky Cruz twisting that leg, step over, drives his knee into the back of the knee of Daniel Eads. One thing I'm sure Ricky Cruz thinks about as he goes into this match is that Eads, being young and being agile, he can move around pretty quickly. So one thing that Ricky Cruz wants to do is slow down that quickness, and there's a good way to do it. That leg snap again by Ricky Cruz. Eads feeling his ankle. I'm not quite sure what he hit best there when Cruz went down, the ankle or the inside of the knee. Body drop into the hamstring, then scissors the ankle. Ricky Cruz in command with the leg lock right now. The scissors on the leg. Daniel Eads tried to get that leg over. If he could get that leg in front of Cruz's face, he could have rolled him around. The referee was talking to Eads if he wanted to submit and didn't see Ricky throwing a few punches on the inside of the knee. Ooh, that hurts a lot. That can hurt. And now the referee says, break it up. Jay King taking charge as the official. Ricky hangs on to the leg. Where is he going? He pulls Daniel Eads out to the side of the ring, snaps that leg over the ring apron. Ooh, the edge of that ring apron is so hard because that's where the steel is around the ring. There's literally a house of steel around the ring. It's all around the four sides of that ring. So that's where the leg was snapped by Ricky Cruz of Daniel Eads. Ouch, ouch, ouch. What's Ricky have in mind here? There's the ring post. And Cruz bangs the knee into the ring post. Daniel Eads is not going to be going to the Saturday night dance if this keeps up. That one stings. Cruz. Another slam into the ring post. Ricky Cruz, a little bit different attack. And we've seen a different side of him. He's kind of changed his mind. He's angry a lot. He's been angry at promoter Herb Simmons. He's been angry at me. He's been angry at SICW. He's been angry at the fans. And now they're not chanting a very complimentary phrase about Ricky Cruz. They used to chant, Cruz won't lose. Cruz can't lose. But things happen. The world changes, and Ricky Cruz, when he got angry, he started bending the rule book a little bit. And all of a sudden, he wasn't the favorite. And in fact, it led to a match, if you'll recall, not all that long ago here at the East Carondelet Community Center, a loser leaves town battle between Ricky and Ron Powers, who've had this just incredible feud the last couple of years. The loser turned out to be Ron Powers, and every rule in the book was broken. The only thing that saved Ricky Cruz was it was no disqualification. No disqualification, and there had to be a winner, and Ron Powers lost it. So Ron Powers gone from SICW for the rest of 2014 because Ricky Cruz beat him. And that's because Ricky Cruz kind of said, you know, I don't need the rule book. Oh, you heard that chop at home. Whoa, did that ever hurt? Kick into the leg by Cruz. Now, again, Cruz goes to the leg. He's really pointing into one area. Really pointing his attack at one thing, and that's the leg of Daniel Eads. He wants to slow him down. He wants to take away the agility. Steps inside. Oh, here we go. Look at this. There is a famous hold from Mexico and the Caribbean, the Hispanic, who use this a lot. I honestly can't tell you what the name of it is. I've heard a couple of different names, but I know this. It hurts like the dickens. It hurts like the dickens, and a lot of times you can get submissions with it. You have to be careful to keep your shoulders up if you're Cruz or if you're Eads. Eads reaching for the rope. Ricky Cruz punishing the leg, and Eads did the right thing. Some people say, well, he's a good guy. He's a favorite. The fans yell for him. He shouldn't reach for the ropes. Well, you know what? That's baloney when your leg hurts. Get into the ropes, boys. And you see that all the time in things like UFC, Ultimate Fighting. Cruz complaining to referee Jay King. King says, hey, he was in the ropes. I said to break it up. Cruz said, well, I broke clean. And then he goes right back to the leg. See where he goes now. Ricky Cruz giving us a demonstration. Whoa, he's pushed off. He started for a spinning toe hold and ends up that spinning toe hold. Ricky almost ate the turnbuckle. Nice work by Grant Murphy. He got a great shot there. And we almost got a great shot of Ricky Cruz putting the bite on the second turnbuckle. That hurt. Glanced off his chin and then into his throat. Here comes Eads out of the corner with an elbow. Brings the knee up as best he can. Not as high as he'd like to bring it because that knee's still hurting. Oh, was that going to be a backdrop? No, it's an inside atomic drop. You've seen that hold before from behind on the tailbone. This was the inside. And what's Eads thinking here? A back slam. And now Daniel Eads, the crowd starting to yell. Eads feeling the effects of what was done to his leg. He's going right to either the elbow or the Superman punch. He went to the elbow, the flying elbow. Count of 1, 2, and Cruz gets the shoulder up. Daniel Eads says, doggone it. I thought I heard him. Okay, let's be realistic here. It was Eads who was taking all the punishment and now trying to get a pin on Cruz, who hadn't been bounced around quite all that much. He'd been stunned, he'd been hurt, but it'll take a lot more than that to put down Ricky Cruz. Heath Hatton knows it. Ron Powers knew it. Oh, Superman punch misses. Oh, inside sidewalk slam by Ricky Cruz. He goes for the pin. Count of 2, and Daniel Eads gets that shoulder up. The crowd cheering for Daniel Eads, pulling for him, wanting the young man to take that next step, to make that big step and see if he can get past Ricky Cruz. Easier said than done. Arm whip into the corner, a charge into the corner, misses. Schoolboy cradle by Daniel Eads, count of 1. Ricky Cruz busts loose. He's strong, got a strong lower body. Look at those hips on him, look at those thighs on him. He's strong, and when he tries to push somebody off from a cradle in that position, he's going to be able to do it. He's not an easy man to get into a reverse rolling cradle, a schoolboy, that type of small package where you're trying to push the weight down the hips. Oh, super kick. Out of nowhere, the super kick by Ricky Cruz, the super kick. That's won many a match for Ricky Cruz. I don't know if he landed it square, but he landed it good enough. I think it may have glanced off the shoulder and then into the jaw. Daniel Eads, covered by Ricky Cruz. Count of 1, 2, and Eads rolls the shoulder up. Cruz, a little too cocky, a little too confident there. He just put his hand on the chest as though Daniel Eads would fold and he'd stay down there and he'd be pinned. Well, it didn't work. Daniel Eads rolled right over. He survives a super kick. Now, you know that makes Ricky Cruz mad. What Daniel needs now is to somehow find a way to start a comeback. He needs to get the adrenaline blowing. He needs that crowd screaming for him. And he goes up into the air behind Ricky Cruz, ducks underneath, up off the, oh, Superman punch right on the jaw. Oh, right on the button by Daniel Eads. That one was a knockout punch. Try for the pin. Count of 1, count of 2, and just before 3, Daniel Eads can't quite get the pin. The referee says, no, it was 2. I wasn't down for 3. I was right there. Oh, that Superman punch landed right on the button. Eads thought sure he had him. Okay, now, but here's where experience comes in. Don't wait too long. Oh, yes, here we go. Right into that schoolboy cradle again. This time it's by Cruz pulling the tights. But it didn't work. Eads, pretty strong himself, busts right out of it. You got to follow up. You got to follow up the advantages. Of course, now Cruz arguing with the referee. Daniel Eads goes behind Cruz. Where is he going? Throws a forearm, misses. There's a super kick, and that, oh, that, my friends, was on the button, right on the cheekbone. And that's it. Ricky Cruz found the opening. A little cat and mouse game there the last couple minutes. Who could land a big blow at the right moment? And it turned out it was Ricky Cruz. He's done it before. He knew how to do it again. Daniel Eads gave it everything. Oh boy, that youngster's so close to making the climb. But today, Ricky Cruz was the man. Meet Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, when Heath Hatton, the new Classic champion, defends his title for the first time Saturday, August 16th at the East Carondelet Community Center. It's Heath Hatton risking the title against former champion Ricky Cruz. Add a 6-man tag elimination battle. Red River Jack, Flash Flanagan, Gary Jackson, Bull Bronson, Iron Man Ken Casa, Daniel Eads, and more August 16th. For our tickets, call 286-4848. Paul Orndorff, star of the first WrestleMania, will be there when Heath Hatton duels Ricky Cruz in East Carondelet Saturday, August 16th. When you're a young star working your way up in professional wrestling, you're going to have a lot of big moments. We saw it here in St. Louis over the years with the Ted DiBiase's, with the David Von Erichs, with the Jack Briscoes. And right now in SICW, we saw it with Heath Hatton. You have become the Classic Wrestling Champion. You knocked off the longest reigning champion in Ken Casa. How did it feel that moment?
Well, first of all, I don't want to even consider myself in the category of those gentlemen at all. But it feels wonderful, Larry. It's been such a long ride here. I almost feel like, you know, LeBron James was not, he was held accountable for titles, no matter what he did. Dan Marino, big asterisk next to his name for not winning Super Bowls. Up here, I couldn't beat Kinkasa. I couldn't beat Ricky Cruz when he was champion. I was 0-4 against Kinkasa as champion. It feels terrific to finally get over the hump with Kinkasa and Travis Cook.
Well, that's certainly part of it. But the real thing came down to you and Casa one-on-one in the ring, and I think you certainly proved a lot to a lot of people. And I would hope you proved it to Ricky Cruz, because Cruz is a farmer champion. He's really determined. He's really assured of himself that he can knock you off and make you the shortest reigning Classic champion. Are there nerves building?
There's no nerves. I'm looking forward to it. Ricky, let's be honest, Ricky is an amazing wrestler. He's an amazing athlete. The things that he can do, if you look at Ricky, you wouldn't think he could do those things, and he can do them better than anybody in the business. I'm 0-1 against Ricky Cruz, and I'm 0-1 in a straight-up loss to Ricky Cruz. But Ricky Cruz, he's a little bitter. He's a little angry right now, and he's had some moments where in our tag match, he probably could have pinned me. He had me, he could have pinned me, but he didn't. He wanted to go for more. And it cost him, and it cost him and Casa the match. Am I nervous? No, not at all. I'm very confident. I'm hungry. I finally got this, and it's going to take a lot more than an angry Ricky Cruz to take this belt from me.
Of course, you know now he's changed his tactics a little bit. He's got a little outlook that's a little bit different. He'll cut some corners. He's going to cut some corners. He's going to break a rule here and there. Does it concern you?
Well, I mean, to be honest, he doesn't have Travis Cook in his corner, who is a mastermind of cutting corners and doing things to make sure his guy wins. My plan is to stay ahead of Ricky, not to get into it, not to look out for those things, and to be ready for it, to prepare myself for it. Ricky Cruz is going to cheat. He's going to do things that I got to be mentally prepared for, knowing that he's going to do them.
You really brought up a good thing there. He does have that psychological approach. He's going to know how to make you worry, how to make you get angry, how to make you maybe fall into a trap. So that's something more you have to worry about. Here the guy's the farmer champion. He's got all these little traps just laid out in the ring for you. Got to be scary on August 16th.
Like I said, you just got to be prepared. I was not prepared the last time I faced Ricky Cruz. I was not. He caught me off guard.
You were young. You were new.
I was new, and Ricky Cruz knows so much about this business, and he knows that ring, he's comfortable in there. And it's taken me a long time to get comfortable. And I think that Ricky is so angry, and for him to say he's going to beat me quickly and easily plays into my advantage. Because I'm sorry, Ricky Cruz cannot keep up with me for longer than 10 minutes.
And how much will it matter? How much will it help or hurt? Maybe make you a little bit overconfident when that crowd's yelling. Think how they yelled for you when you won the Battle Royal. Think how they yelled for you when you won this. Think how they would yell for you if you could knock off Ricky Cruz. How much does the crowd matter to you?
It's like a home field advantage. Being a former athlete, being a former collegiate athlete, the crowd plays a huge, huge favor. And for me, it's almost like a hometown crowd. They love me, and when I'm down and out and they start coming up and they start rising up, it plays a huge factor. And the thing is it messes with Ricky Cruz's head. It does. He hates it. They used to say, Cruz can't lose. They used to chant it, Cruz can't lose. And now it's kind of flipped on him, and that crowd does not like him, and it gets in his head psychologically. And he plays into it, and he lets them get to him. And the fact that there's nobody they hate more than Ricky Cruz, and there's nobody they love more than Heath Hatton. So I think it does nothing but play into my strategy. We're
going to find out Saturday, August 16th, East Carondelet Community Center. Be there for this one. Meet Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, when Heath Hatton, the new Classic champion, defends his title for the first time Saturday, August 16th at the East Carondelet Community Center. It's Heath Hatton risking the title against former champion Ricky Cruz. Add a six-man tag elimination battle. Red River Jack, Flash Flanagan, Gary Jackson, Bull Bronson, Iron Man Ken Casa, Daniel Eads, and more August 16th. For our tickets, call 286-4848. Paul Orndorff, star of the first WrestleMania, will be there when Heath Hatton duels Ricky Cruz in East Carondelet Saturday, August 16th.
The famous Big Daddy. He's from the Red River Valley, weighing 270 pounds, Red River Jack. Red River Jack is coming for one reason. Things are going to change around here. You understand that? Things are going to change around here. Right now, Red River Jack from Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know Red River, you don't know Jack.
If you don't know Red River, you don't know Jack. Well, Malachi starts arguing with Big Daddy. Oh, don't do that when Red River Jack's around. Red River Jack says, let's start this match. Big left arm clothesline by Red River Jack. And Malachi thrown through the ropes out of the ring by Red River Jack. Big Daddy, who's managed them all from top to bottom, and Malachi slammed head first into the steel ring post by Red River Jack. Big Daddy promises somebody in the name of Red River Jack who was going to come in and shake things up. Wow, look at him. What a monster. He's a big, big man, 270 pounds of muscle. And Malachi saying, whoa, what did I do there? Hang on, stay away. Let me get a count here. Let me get some air, and I'll come in. Red River Jack waiting for Malachi to get into the ring. Big Daddy adding insult after insult to Malachi. Every trick that Travis Cook has ever done as a manager, well, Big Daddy did it too. Whoa, Malachi grabbed by the head, yanked. Oh my goodness. He's clubbed underneath the chin and nearly beheaded. A club by Red River Jack brings him backwards and catapults him, then face first, a face plant into the mat by Red River Jack. Malachi off to a rough start against Red River Jack. Leg drop on the inside of the hamstring, and that's close to being a low blow. So obviously Red River Jack, well, I think people are going to cheer for him. I'm not too sure. He's pretty rough. He's pretty mean. He's pretty tough. And he's going to be at East Carondelet Community Center next Saturday, August 16th, along with Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Come meet Mr. Wonderful in person. The man who was part of the first WrestleMania ever. A huge star. Certainly one of the biggest stars ever in wrestling. He has never gotten the credit he deserved from the World Wrestling Entertainment Organization. I can guarantee you that. It'll be great to see him there. Paul Orndorff on hand next Saturday, August 16th, East Carondelet Community Center. A six-man tag elimination battle. Let's pay attention on that now. Every time a fall ends, whoever lost the fall leaves the area of the ring. And when one side is eliminated, whoever is left, be it one man, two man, or three, those are the winners. Or that is the winner. It depends. Red River Jack picking Malachi up overhead, pitches him through the ropes into the ring. Malachi saying, what happened here? He turns around. Here comes Red River Jack. Oh, double RJ. I've been warned about this. It's a takeoff of the RKO that Randy Orton uses. The double RJ, the Red River Jack. He twists his head to make sure his neck's solid. And Malachi was obliterated by that man, Red River Jack. I think we better keep that name in mind because we're going to see a lot of him in SICW. Big Daddy, who's seen them all, done them all. Meet Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, when Heath Hatton, the new Classic Champion, defends his title for the first time Saturday, August 16th at the East Carondelet Community Center. It's Heath Hatton risking the title against former champion Ricky Cruz. Add a six-man tag elimination battle. Red River Jack, Flash Flanagan, Gary Jackson, Bull Bronson, Iron Man Ken Casa, Daniel Eads, and more August 16th. For our tickets, call 286-4848. Paul Orndorff, star of the first WrestleMania, will be there when Heath Hatton duels Ricky Cruz in East Carondelet Saturday, August 16th. Daniel Eads came so close, but Ricky Cruz had that little extra, allowing Cruz to escape with a victory. Of course, that's wrestling history as young stars develop. It worked for Heath Hatton, now the Classic Champion. The danger for Hatton, of course, is that Cruz had that title for a year. So when Hatton and Cruz square off next Saturday, August 16th in East Carondelet, anything could happen. Either could win. The special guest, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, once was in that spot, so he knows. Next Saturday, meet Mr. Wonderful and see the end result when Hatton battles Cruz.